Hi, I welcome you to this live training. You are highly welcome wherever you are joining us from. In case you can hear me and you can see me, I'd like you to type Revit 2024 tutorial in the comment section. Type Revit 2024 in the comment section. If you can hear me and you can see me, let me see Revit 2024 tutorial in the comment section so that I can be sure that I am not speaking to myself. All right, we are starting right away. I'm so glad that you guys are joining me today. Okay, let me get a confirmation from somebody. Revit 2024 tutorial. Okay, Ibrahim Mohammed is hearing me. Neo Bounty is hearing me. Congratulations to you guys. You can hear me and you can see me. All right, I'm going to be sharing my screen now. Let me share my screen. We want to learn one or two things from Revit 2024 today, and that is the latest version of Revit. So let me share my screen. I want to share my screen now. I'm going to be answering your question at the end of this training. So ensure you stay with me to the end of the training. I'll be answering your question, and there is something special for those that will stay till the end of the training. So ensure you don't miss the end. Okay, there's something reserved towards the end, and I'm going to tell you. All right, let's share my screen now. I'll be sharing my screen immediately. All right, now I believe you guys can see my screen now. Please, if you can see my Revit screen, let me know in the comment section. Make a comment, I can see your screen, so that we start. Let me know in the comment section, I can see your screen. Make a comment, I can see your screen, so that we start. Let me know in the comment section, I can. All right, I want to get a feedback. You can see my screen. Yes, I can see your screen. From Ayomide, Jonathan Sunday. Very good. Okay, we are not going to waste more time. Thank God you guys can see my screen now. So we are starting right away. What we want to study tonight is basic tools in Revit 2024. If you are a complete beginner, there are some basic tools that you will need for you to use Revit successfully. And these are the things we'll be learning tonight. Okay? And the first thing we will look at is Move Tool. Move Tool. These tools are very, very important. Okay? For instance, if you have a wall, let me copy this wall. If I have a wall somewhere here, I'm trying to copy, okay. I have this wall and I am not satisfied with the position it is. The best I can do is to move it, okay. So at this point, you need a move tool. And for you to get a move tool, simply go to Modify tab. Okay, in the previous training, I showed you guys that all these are called tabs. So you are going to go to Modify tab And once you click on modify tab, you see all these basic tools we are talking about. So this is the move we are talking about. So you can select move, and when you select that move, you can click on this object you want to move, right click and click finish selection. Then at this point, you need to click and move your mouse. So you can move it freely, you can just drop it, or you drop it with specification. That is, you can specify a distance. So if I want to specify a distance now, I'm going to move it to certain distance. I can move it to anywhere, but I am not going to click. I will only move it and leave it. I will not click. Once you click, it means you have dropped it. Okay, so don't click yet. Now you are going to type the distance you want to move it with. Let's say I want to move it with 3,000. So at this point, I'm going to type 3,000. Then I can now press enter. You see it has moved it. Okay, now let me undo that. There are other ways I can move it. Okay, there are other ways I can move it. Let's say I want to move this wall. Another way I can move it is to select the wall first and go to move icon on the ribbon. I click on move, and I can now click, though anywhere I click here will still work. Even though I click it here, it will still work. I am going to move my mouse to a certain distance, and like I showed you before, you can specify a distance. Let's say I want to specify something like 1,800, and I'm going to press enter, and you will see that it has moved the wall. Right? Please, if you have a question, drop your question in the comment section, because I'll be attending to the question at the end of the training. And like I told you before, ensure you stay to the end of the training, because that is when I'll be answering questions. And there's also something special for those that will stay to the end. All right, so don't miss that thing. Now you can see I have moved it. Okay, I've moved it now. Let me have a copy of it. Let me have a copy of it. By the way, I'll tell you how I am copying it later. But now we are dealing with moving. We are moving first. We are dealing with moving. All right, let's say, let me place a dimension first. If I place a dimension here, okay, and I want to move this wall, there are several options for me. So it's now left for me to decide which option is faster for me. I have already given you two options for moving. The first one is you go to move first before you select the object. The second one I gave you was you select the object first before you go to move icon. All right. Now we can move this object using a dimension tool. So to do that, ensure that you select the object you want to move first. These are some of the mistakes that a lot of my students always make. Okay, make sure you select the object you want to move first, and the moment you select that object, you see that the dimension you placed before will change. Can you notice the change? Now is black now, whatever color it is bold. Okay, But when I select this wall that is hosting the dimension, you see that it has changed. So at this point, I can change the dimension. I can change it to 3,000. And once I change it to 3,000, you see that that wall will move. Okay, so this is another way you can move that wall. All right. Then another way you can move it, you can also use shortcuts. You can use shortcut. Shortcut is when you press keyboard to give a command. All right, you can do that, but let's leave that now. Let's focus on other thing now. Just have it at the back of your mind that you can use shortcut to also give a command of move. All right, now let's go to another very special tool, and that is copy. That is copy. Okay, you can see move and copy are just by the side. They are lying, they are adjacent to each other. Okay, you can see the icon. The move is just cross like a plus, but it has arrows at the end signifying that it can move to those any direction. Okay, now copy, you can see how it is. See the icon here. So if I want to copy now, it means that this wall, this original one will be here while I get a copy of it or a duplicate of it. Okay, so if I want to copy this wall now, just like the same way I moved the other time, I can go to copy first. I go to copy icon, and once I do that, you see that another icon has been added to my cursor. Can you see? Signifying that there is a command that is on already. So at this point, I cannot select the substance I want to move. I want to copy rather, sorry. The substance I want to copy. So now that it is selected, I cannot move it yet until I right click and select finish. Then I can click and move my cursor to a certain distance. Don't click yet, because the moment you click, it means you have dropped it. Okay, then I can now specify the distance, let's say 2,500, and press enter on your keyboard, and you see that it has copied it. And you can also see that the command is still on. For me to exit from this command, if I want to go out of this command, what I'm going to do is I can click on this modify icon here. Sometimes you can also press escape on your keyboard. It will help sometime. And sometimes you can right click and click cancel. Okay, so these are several ways you can go out of any command you are on. Okay, so in a nutshell, I have copied this wall. Let's see other ways I can copy. Okay, let's see other ways I can copy. Like we saw in the case of move before, I can select this object first and go to copy icon. And the moment I do that, you see that something was added to my cursor, but it's not exactly as it was in the first instance. So I can move it from anywhere. This is the object I want to copy. I can pick it from here. I can pick it from any angle. Okay, wherever I pick it from, it matters as per where you are going to drop it. Okay, let's say I want to move it by 3,000. So I can simply pick it from here, from this edge, and drop it at this edge. So invariably, I have moved it by, I have copied it by 3,000. Now let's press escape to go out of that command. Okay, so I have copied that wall now. Then we have already looked at two ways you can copy now. Another way is to use your keyboard. If I select this wall and hold on my control keyboard, control key, if I hold it and I press this and drag it, it is going to copy. Okay, so that is another way of copying any object in Revit. This time around, I cannot specify the distance I am copying it. Okay, I cannot. So after doing this, I will have to use dimension to position it properly. Or if there is something else to align it to, I can use align tool to align it properly. Okay, so that is how you can copy things in Revit. We are going to move to another tool. So another important tool here is rotate. All these tools are very, very important. They are basic. If you must know Revit, these are the things you learn first. You learn and master them before you get to other areas. Okay. Now, if I want to rotate, it is very, very simple. I want to turn it to certain degree. Okay, if for instance I want to rotate this wall, I can select the wall first, then go to rotate. When I select rotate, you see that option bar has been activated. Okay, so at this point, I can now make a decision either to copy. If I want to, by the time I rotate it, the rotated version will be copied and the original one will remain where it is. In that case, I will select copy. Okay, then if where I want to pick it from, let's say I don't want to pick it from this center. Let's say I want to pick it from this edge. Then I can now decide where to pick it from here. Okay, so if I click on place now, it will give me option to pick from a certain point. Let's say I want to pick it from this point. Okay, can you see it has given me the ability to pick from that point now? Okay, so I can rotate it freely. In that case, I am not calculating any degree. I just want to rotate it just like that. But what if I want to calculate a degree? I want to rotate it by 60 degree, or I want to rotate it by 30 degree. This is where you are going to type the angle. While the command is still on, you are going to come here and type the degree you want to rotate it. Let's say I type 60 there. And once I type 60, I press enter. If I press enter now, that wall will be rotated, but it will not have a copy. But if I want to have a copy of it, I am going to select this copy and press enter. Now you see it has rotated it by 60 degree. All right. So it is rotated already. All right. Then similar to what we did in move and copy, You can actually select the rotate button first, the rotate icon first, before you select the object, and right click, click finish. Okay, then you can now go and pick it from any point you want to pick it. Okay, let's say I am okay with this center and I don't want it to copy, so I uncheck copy. And sometimes you need to check this disjoint also, so that it will be able to rotate freely. Okay, so I can type the angle I want. Now let's say I want to rotate it by 90 degree. I can type 90 here and press enter, and boom, it has rotated without a copy of it. It doesn't have a copy. Okay, and that was what I selected. Let's go to another tool. Very, very important tool. Very, very important, because in the course of your design, these are what you use. Even when you are modeling, you use copy, you use move, you use rotate, so many times. Okay, then this particular one you are seeing here is called trim slash extend to corner. Okay, so this tool is used for modifying what you already have. Let's say I want to cut this wall. Let's say I want to trim this wall. One of the best tool I can use is this trim to corner. So what I will do is I'll select this icon, then click this object and click here, and it will trim it. Can you see where I click? If I want to trim it to this corner, I don't click this one. If I click on this one, it means this is where it's going to cut. So you need to go to behind. If I click here and click here, it will trim that one. Click here and here. You can see it has trimmed that, though it's giving complaint that the door does not have a host anymore. Okay, let's unjoin. Let's unjoin them. Okay, so that is how you can trim. The trim to corner here is different. It's a little bit different from what you have in AutoCAD. So don't be confused. All right. Then let's go to another important tool. Let's go to another important tool, and that is align. Align is very, very important. Just like the name signify, if for instance I have a grid line, let's say I have a grid line. Let me select grid line. If I have a grid line somewhere here, and I want this grid line, let's say this grid line was not originally at the center of this wall. So I want it to be at the center of this wall. It is very simple. What I will do is to use a line. So I'm going to select a line and first click the target. That is where you want to go. That is the target. Before you come and click the object, and boom, it has aligned. Okay, then let's cancel to get out of that command. Okay, what if I have a wall somewhere here? Let's say I have a wall and I want that wall to align with this grid line. I have a wall somewhere here. I want it to be on the same alignment with this. So I will simply select align, click on the target first. That is where you want it to go before you click the objects. And that is it. You have aligned this wall to the grid line. Okay. Now you see that there is another tool that has been added to Revit 2024. This is fillet. This fillet was not in the previous version of Revit. Okay, but for now, we are not going to touch it today because of our time. We are going to go to mirror. Okay, mirror is like it combines move and copy. That is, you flip to the other side, and as you are flipping it, you can decide to have a copy of it, or you can flip it without having a copy of it. Okay, let's say I have a shape. Let's say I have a shape like this. I have a shape like this. Okay, if I mirror this to this side now, of course, you know that if it is facing the left here, by the time I mirror it, it is going to face right. Okay, so that is mirror. So for me to mirror, I can select the object first, then pick. There are two types of mirror here. There is the one that say draw the axis. Can you see? This one say draw the axis. This one say pick the axis. Okay, draw meaning you are going to click. You click one point, then you take your cursor to the direction you want to go. And that means I can go any direction. I can go any direction. Okay, but let me go up. If I click now, you see that it will mirror it. Can you see it has mirrored it? But it doesn't have a copy. What if I want a copy of it? I'm going to select mirror again. This time around, I am going to check copy on the option bar here so that I can have a copy of it. Then I am going to pick my axis and draw. And you see that it will have a copy of it. Okay. Then what if I want to use pick? If I want to use pick, it's a question of if I must have an axis, something that will serve as an axis. If you don't have, you can just draw a line there that will serve as an axis for you. Okay, just something, a reference. Okay, then if I select this one now and go to this time around, I want to use pick. So I select this one, and this time around I'm not going to draw again. I'll just click. If I click now, you see that it has mirrored it. Okay, very, very simple to use. All right, so that is how you can use mirror in Revit 2024. And there is another important tool we want to study tonight, and that is extend. You can see this one is trim to corner. This one work mostly on corner, but this particular one deals with both extend and trim, and it deals mostly on the body of the object, though you can use it at the corner, but it's specifically meant for the body. Okay, if you want to use it at the corner, it will not be as fast as if you use this one. Now, how does that one work? It works in both ways. If I want to extend this wall to meet this wall, that is the tool I'm going to use. So I'm going to select this one. And once I select it, the first place that will click is the target where I want it to go. So if I want it to come and hit this wall, let's say I want it to come and hit the center of this wall, I'm going to select that center of wall first. Take note of that before I click the object. Can you see that? Very simple. All right. What if I want this wall to stop here? And if you don't want the other command again, you can click empty space. The previous one have gone now. Okay, so assuming I don't want this one wall here, this time around is doing the work of trimming. Now, if I want to trim this, I simply click on the target where I want it to go. Then I am going to go to the back. If you click here, it is going to remove this. So always go to the back. That is the opposite of what we have in AutoCAD. In AutoCAD, you click the front, but in Revit, you go to the back. Take note of that. Okay, now it has trimmed that particular wall. If I want to trim this one, what will I do? I click empty space to remove the other one, to get out of the command of the previous one. Then I am going to click the target where I want it to go. I am not going to click at the front. I am going to go to the back. Anywhere at the back will work. Can you see that? So that is that. Then let's go to the second one. You can see the second one is multiple. As I hover my cursor over it, you see that this multiple. That means if you have so many of them, let's say let's say I want to trim all this wall, these three walls. I want to trim all of them. In that case, what I will use is that multiple, this extend, this trim / extend multiple elements. That is the one I will use. So if I select it now, I click on the target where I wanted them to go, click, then I go to the back of and be dropping the and be clicking continuously. You can see as long as you are clicking, the command is still active. Okay, I like using this one because it saves my time. If I want to do this, it's a question of clicking empty space. I can continue to be going like that. Click empty space, that bit is gone. Then I click here, then extend this one. If I want to extend this one, I click empty space, I come here, extend this one, extend that one. Okay, let me see if there is any complaint. Okay, the only thing I see here is I can see your screen. Very good. Okay, there is no complaint here yet. Okay, if I want to extend this one, I click here and boom, that is it. I've extended it. Then another tool you are seeing by the side there is delete. Okay, if I don't want this one, I can hit this red X icon and it will be deleted. Okay, let me undo that. And another thing you can use to delete is delete on the keyboard. Just look around your keyboard, you see a keyboard that is bearing delete. If I click on that one, it will delete it, right? Then you can also use shortcut. You can use shortcut. A shortcut for delete is DE. I press DE. Once I select it, I press DE, it will be deleted. Okay, so that is how you can delete in Revit. Let's touch one basic tool before we go tonight. Okay, one of those basic tool is array. Array, very, very important. Okay, if you have, let's say you have a line. Okay, let's save our work. Okay, if you have a line, let's say I have a line and I want to draw 20 pieces of this line at equal distance. It will be a waste of time for me to be copying them. Okay, I want 20 pieces of this line at equal distance, so it will be a waste of time for me to be copying it. Rather, the best tool I will use is to use array. So if I select this and I go to array, if I select array, you see that it has given me several options. So many options are here. This one, I can select this one. It means that the copy they will be having, they will be lumped together. They will be in group. Okay, and that means if you change any one, it will affect other ones. But if I don't want that, if I want them to be free, I want them to be independent, it means I'm going to uncheck this group and associate. Okay, then this is the number, the total number you are going to copy. Let's say I want 20 pieces of it, type 20 there. Then you see move to second. If I select this move to second, it means that if I move by 300, it means that each of the copy will be at 300 mm. Okay, let's do that. So if I type 300 now and I press enter on my keyboard, you see that it has copied them at equal distance of 300. And if you count them now, you see that they are 20 in number. This array is very, very useful in your modeling. All right, so that is the much we can do tonight. But before we go, I like to show you certain things about Revit Tutorial Masterclass, and that is my premium course. That is my paid course. You did not pay anything to receive the training tonight. Okay, the training tonight was given to you free of charge. But what if you want to go deeper into Revit architecture, you want to know more, okay? You want to be an expert in the use of Revit architecture, okay? And this course is designed for both new users and intermediary users. Intermediary users are those who have already started using Revit, but somehow they are not perfect yet. They are not satisfied with where they are. Okay, this training is for you. If you are not really satisfied with your production in Revit, then ensure you stay with me till the end of this training. Now you can see these are some of my modeling. This particular one you are seeing is animation. Let me quickly play it. This is an animation. I model it in Revit and rendered it with Lumion. You can see a television playing somewhere there. You can do it. You can do it if you can stay with me to the end of my course. Okay, you can see this one. This one was done by one of my students just few days after he gained access to my Revit Tutorial Masterclass and Lumion Tutorial Masterclass. And this is another one. This was done by one of my students also. This is an interior modeling and rendering. We do it also in the course. And who is this training for? This training is for architects who want to learn how to model building for their clients, to have an aesthetic overview of their proposed building before construction. So if you're an architect, ensure you stay with me till the end of this training. And this training is for interior designers. So if you are an interior designer, you have been looking for ways you can model your interior, you present to your client, and your client will be satisfied with your presentation and will give you the project, will give you the contract. Then ensure you stay with me till the end of the video today. And this training is also for civil engineers who are looking for ways to model their building. And this training is for builders who have been looking for software that will help them to model their buildings. This training is also for students of architecture in various schools. Okay, if you are a student, then ensure you stay with me to the end of the training. And this training is for you if you have been looking for architectural software that will produce 3D and complete working drawing, everything done in one place. Then ensure you stay with me to the end of this training tonight. Okay, and this training is for you. Just like you see, this is detailed drawing. This was done in Revit, not in AutoCAD. So if you have been looking for ways to produce working drawing in Revit, then ensure you stay with me till the end of the class today. Okay, now you can see this is one of our modeling in the past where we get to model complete floor plans. So if you have been looking for ways to model floor plans, if I play this one now,
I welcome you to this video.
This
In this video, I want to walk you around
one of our past
Revit
training.
2024
So I'm not going to play it now because of our
interface.
time. I will not play it. It's one of our past trainings. So let me skip that for now. This was one of my 3D modeling. I modeled it with Revit, but it was rendered with Lumion. All right. So this was actually rendered with Lumion. And that is to tell you that Lumion rendering quality is far better than that of Revit. Okay. This is one of my modeling also. It was modeled in Revit and was rendered in Lumion. This is my model in Revit and rendered with Lumion. This is another model of mine. This is from one of my students, from the same student as well. And now my big promise for you is that you too can do the same thing. And you can even do better than me, okay, if you can stay with me till the end of my training, okay? And what is the relationship between animation and Revit? A lot of people always ask me that, does Revit produce animation? The answer is Revit can produce walkthrough, but for you to really get animation, it is very, very stressful. It is cumbersome. So if you really want to produce animation, I will advise you model it in Revit take it to Lumion and produce the animation in Lumion. If you don't have the knowledge of Lumion yet, then look for somebody that know how to use Lumion and pay him to help you produce the animation. So that is my advice for you. And like I've already explained this one was one of my animation. Let me play it. It's a very short animation. Okay, this was done in model with Revit and the animation was done in Lumion. Can add life to it, can add human, add cars, add music. It's interesting. There are so many things. So many things you can add. This one I just did it in a hurry, and that's why you are seeing it like that. Okay. So, but let me ask you a question. What would it be like? Would you like to acquire skills that can help you get salary jobs that can pay you up to 250,000 naira per month? Would you like to acquire a skill that can help you get a contract that can pay you up to 1 million to 20 million profit? Would you like to acquire a skill that can help you stop "I will get back to you" from clients and employers? If a client tells you that "I will get back to you," there are so many reasons. One, it could be that he doesn't really like your presentation, and the best way he will give you soft line landing or to make you happy so that you will not be offended is to tell you that "I will get back to you." Okay, and most of the time they never get back. So if you really want to reduce the number of "I will get back to you," the best option is to increase your skill, to add more skills to your skills. All right. Then would you like to work as a successful freelancer? A freelancer is somebody that can work from anywhere. But before you can really do that, before you can resign from your job and be independent on your own, like I am, then you must be highly skillful. Okay? So for you to really do that, the first thing I will recommend for you is to upgrade your skill first. If you have upgraded your skill, you can become a very successful freelancer. Okay? Like you can work in Upwork, you can work in Fiverr and some other freelancing companies. All right. Would you not like to be the one in charge and you can charge your professional fees without looking back? Or do you prefer to be at the mercy of few clients who will be dictating how much they are going to pay you? If you don't have enough skill, your clients will be few, and once they are few, they will be the one to dictate how much they will pay you. I was there before where a client will tell you that this is how much I'm going to pay you, and you don't have option. You have to do the job because you are not sure where you are going to where the next meal will come from. So because of that, you are frustrated because there is hunger. You have to do it. But if you have so many jobs, you will be the one to dictate how much you are going to do this job. And if a client is not ready, let him go. Okay, so you can only do that if you have upgraded your skill. Would you like to work for kings and royalties, people that matter in the society? If you must work for kings and royalties, then your skill is not an optional. Your skills is not optional at all. One of the holy books said that, "Seest thou a man diligent in his work, you will stand before kings. Okay, the criteria for you to stand before king is your skill. You need that skill. Would you like to move from the bottom of ladder where there are too much competition and you move to the top where there are few competitors? Now, at the bottom of the ladder, you see so many people. That is, as people are graduating from school, several of them, so many competition. That's where you see mediocres. But at the top, that is where you are going to see professionals. That is where you see those that are skillful. And at the top there, competition is very, very low. Okay, but for you to get there, the key is upgrading your skill. Would you like to be an expensive professional that can charge high price, like can charge 1 million naira for a single project, and your client will be ready to pay you? Do you still want to be carrying files up and down and looking for jobs instead of job looking for you? If you have upgraded your skill, people will be looking for you up and down. Now, this is me here. The knowledge of Revit and Lumion have taken me to several places which otherwise I wouldn't have been there, but it could be your own story too. It doesn't matter where you are now. The knowledge of Revit can move you from there to the next level. Okay, if you must learn Revit successfully, you need the following. One, you need a computer. A lot of people ask me that, can they use Revit on phone? The answer is no. Though there are so many technologies, but I have not seen how Revit can be done on phone yet. And even if it can be done, the process will be cumbersome because phone screen is very small. As a matter of fact, if you are even using a computer that the screen is very small, it will not be easy for you. So talk more of phone. All right. So at this point, you need a computer. And the computer size, the RAM must not be less than 4 gig RAM. Okay. And it can be above. When the RAM is low, if you are trying to use the system, it will be dragging, it will be slow. So for if you really need speed, then get a higher RAM. And the higher it is, the more expensive it is. Okay, it depends on the size of your pocket and the size of your bank account. And the hard disk must have at least 300 gigabytes and above. The higher, the better. And Revit must be installed on your computer. Okay, if you are in this training tonight, then as per the issue of how to get Revit installed on your system is no more a problem, because I will show you how you are going to get Revit installed on your system at the end of this training. All right, so that one is no longer an issue. And you must know how to operate your computer. Okay, in this training, we are not going to teach you how to press your keyboard, how to move your mouse. I'm sure by now you have some elementary knowledge of how to use your computer. All right, then you need internet connection, because you are going to be downloading some things that I will be sending to you. Without internet connection, you will not be able to download those things. And if you don't download them, you will not have access to them to use it. And you must understand basic English language, okay? Because we are using English language, though our English may not be the one you want, but anyhow we speak it, whether it's correct or it is not correct, we are speaking English. All right, so you must understand simple English language. And you need basic knowledge of architectural designs and planning. Okay, some people always contact me and they say they are not an architect, they are not builder, they are not engineer, but they want to learn Revit. Well, I am not going to be teaching you the rudiments of architecture here. I believe that by now you already have knowledge of architecture or building. So what we teach you here is how to interpret the knowledge you already have into Revit. So in other words, instead of using drawing board, what we normally use before is drawing board. But now, because of technology, we can now interpret what we have in our upstairs to computer, and we can print it on paper that will look similar to what those people that are using drawing board can produce. So we are not here to teach you architecture. We are here to teach you how to use Revit. All right. Then, if you can stay with me to the end of this video, I'm going to show you how you can solve the problem of Revit family not loaded. Perhaps you have been using Revit before, but anytime you want to use door, you want to pick door, you want to pick window, you want to pick cabinets, and Revit will tell you that the family you are trying to use is not loaded. Okay, if you stay with me to the end of this training, I will show you how you can solve that problem. All right. Now, you can download my own custom Revit family, and you can load it into your Revit folder so that you no longer have that issue of Revit family not loaded. Okay, what do I mean by my own custom Revit family? These are the Revit family I modeled myself. So I'm going to be, I spare my time. I sat down and took my time to model it. Some of them I use it in some of the projects I had in the past. And I'm going to be sharing it with you. So ensure you stay with me till the end of the training today. This is one of my students, Abu Yakubu. He said, "Thank you for making huge impact sharpening professionals. Though my job demands has kept me watching your various tutorial videos, I am greatly inspired and proud of you, sir. God bless you." Okay, that is what my students are saying. And this is another student of mine, Christian. Christian say thanks. And Emmanuel Abu say, God bless you. Godfrey Honor say, thank you, sir. You are such a great personality. This is another student of mine, Alfred Great Home, said, hello, boss. God bless you for all your effort towards the training. Through your teaching, I have learned a lot, even outside Revit and Lumion. Thanks a lot, sir. I pray that God will bless all your students and touch their heart to show appreciation for your effort. You are a good teacher. All right. This is another student of mine, architect Andrew and Sumana from Sierra Leone. He said, I want to express my deepest gratitude for your exceptional Revit Tutorial Masterclass. Within just a few weeks of learning from scratch at the comfort of my home, I've achieved more than I could have imagined. Thank you sincerely for turning my dream into reality. Your guidance and teachings have been invaluable, and I look forward to accomplishing even more with your continued support and the blessings of God. Your class is not only transparent, but also remarkably easy to understand. I feel truly fortunate to have had the opportunity to learn from you. That is great. That can also be your own story too. This is one of my students. She's a civil engineer, a lady, and she has a video. Let me play the video so that you can listen to her yourself.
Hello, good evening. My name is Glory Ugo, and I am a civil engineer. 2 months ago, I registered for the Revit Tutorial Masterclass by Mr. Timothy Omatule, and I can say that this class is very easy to understand. The videos are very easy and straight to the point. I have been able to finish a project. I will be putting it out on the group soon. I started learning Revit while I was an undergraduate back in school, but at some point I stopped. I didn't continue with my training I moved on to use other software programs like Orion for my structural designs and Start Pro. So I decided to refresh my memory by brushing up my skills in Revit. And I saw this advertisement online and I registered for it. At first, I was a bit skeptical, but after I registered, I was added to a support group where you are free to ask questions and get support from Mr. Timothy himself and other class members as well. This group is very supportive and the videos are so easy to understand. I haven't even asked a question on the group yet because the videos are straight to the point, easy to understand, and I've been able to create a project which I'll be putting out as I said earlier. So I would advise anyone who is looking to learn a design skill, whether you're an architect, a civil engineer, or you're into the interior decoration, interior designs, whatever around this field, I would advise you get this course and it will be really very valuable for you. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, that is the video from Gloria, and you have heard her yourself. Now, this is one of my students that produced this, and you too can also do something better than that. This is one of my modeling. This was modeled with Revit and rendered with Lumion. Now, at this point, you have a choice. You have two choices to make. Either to learn Revit the hard way or to learn Revit the easy way. Now, what is the hard way of learning Revit? The hard way of learning Revit is to depend on free videos on YouTube. Some people will say, why will I pay for Revit course when I can easily get videos on YouTube and watch? Well, you can get videos on YouTube and watch, but let me tell you some disadvantages of it. Some of the disadvantages are, one, if you have an issue, as you are using your Revit, you have an issue, no mentor, nobody to contact, you can be stranded. And assuming you have a project to deliver urgently and you are stranded and there is nobody to contact, nobody to assist you, the project you are supposed to deliver in 2 days may end up staying in your hand for 1 month. Okay, by the time you go to YouTube to browse the videos that can assist you with the answer, some of them will come up, they are not speaking English. Some of them will come up, they will tell you stories, long stories before they even start the lecture, because those guys are after views, they are not after helping you. They will tell you long stories, and by the time you finish watching the video, it has not even answered your question. So you move to the next video. You are wasting time instead of learning it fast. Okay, so that is one of the disadvantages, and there is nobody to help you. You can watch up to 10 videos for you to get answers to your question, and sometimes you will not even get answer. And some of those videos on YouTube, there are some videos you can never get. There are some videos in my Revit Tutorial Masterclass that you can never get them on YouTube. They cannot be found. Okay, so now let me tell you the easy way of learning Revit. The easy way of learning Revit is to have a mentor. And if you choose to make me your mentor, that is fine. Okay, and on the other hand, you can get mentor anywhere, but I have already given you the way tonight. If you are satisfied with what I did tonight and you want to make me your mentor, I will gladly accept it. All right, now how would it be like if you can work with me directly? I get to show you everything I have learned in Revit for the past 9 years. for the past 10 years, how would it be like? How would it be if I get to teach you everything about Revit architecture from scratch until you become an expert in the use of Revit architecture? How would it be if my phone number and all my contact details will be open to you for you to ask me any question anytime? Anytime you're having issue with your Revit, you can also always contact me, can call me, you can chat me on WhatsApp or through email. Now, permit me to introduce to you the course I titled Revit Tutorial Masterclass. And these are some of the things you are going to be learning in the course. Okay. Now, let me quickly show you some of the things you learn in the course.
When you gain access to the course, this is how the student area look like. These are the lessons. Under this module, you will learn about the software installation. Here you see all the introduction and how to install those necessary software like Revit.
Because of time, I'm going to pause this video. This video shows you what you are going to gain inside the Revit course. It is complete. So I'm not going to play all the video now because of time. So I'm going to skip it. But I'm going to drop the link to that video in the description of this video. So if you really want to know what you are going to gain inside Revit Tutorial Masterclass, then I want you to watch that video. I will drop the link in the description of this video. So go and watch it and see what are in there for you. All right. Now you can see these are the things you are going to get. First thing you get is over 100 video tutorials, and they are divided into 4 modules. All these video tutorials, if I'm to sell them, they are worth more than 100,000 naira. And once you are added to this course, you will have access to our WhatsApp support group and our Telegram group. Now, this group comprises of architects, structural engineers, builders, and all those professionals in building industry. And the group is amazing because we share ideas together. There are sometimes, if I produce my project, I drop it in the group and ask them to comment. And their comment on it has helped me a lot. And some of my students like that, it has helped them a lot, because in architecture, you need ideas from different people. So, and apart from that, because it's a group of professionals from different areas, we get to get jobs from one another, because as an architect, you need a structural engineer to help you produce your structure. And as a structural engineer, you also need architects to help you in some architectural designs. So it's a great opportunity to be in that group, because it will help you in your professional career. And for you to be added to that particular group is worth over 50,000 naira. And I do not expose my contact anyhow. My contact, like my phone number, is very confidential. So for you to have access to me and be able to call me anytime you want to call me is worth 100,000 naira. Okay. And if you are to calculate the total value, this is worth 250,000 naira. And what do you think I will charge for this kind of value? So much values. What do you think I can charge for it? Should I charge 200,000 naira or 250? But I'm not even charging anything like that. Not even 100,000 naira. Okay. I'm not even charging anything like 70,000 naira. As at today, if you are getting this course today, you pay only 30,000 naira. And if you are not in Nigeria, you pay only 50 US dollar. As at some time ago, last week, this course was sold at 40,000 naira. Okay, it was sold at 40,000 naira and 70 US dollar. So if you are on this training today, it means you are lucky, because you are lucky to get it at 30,000 naira. Otherwise, some people that were here last week, they bought it at 40,000 naira. And this video is not going to be here forever. I'm going to remove it very soon. Is for those that are able to stay till the end of this video. So if you stay till now, it means you are lucky. You'll be able to get it at 30,000 naira. Okay. Otherwise, the people that did not stay till the end of this video, they will not see this, and they are going to miss it. They will think that the price is still at 40,000 naira today. They will not know that they can actually get it at 30,000 naira, and that is the good news for you. That is the benefit you have for staying to the end of this training. Okay, so if you are ready to make your payment, I am going to drop the account number very soon. Okay, but before then, let's answer some questions. These are frequently asked questions. These are some of the questions that people always ask me. And one of those questions is, what is your course syllabus? What am I going to learn in the course? And my answer are these. Okay, you can find the answer in the video. You understand Revit user interface. You understand. The full answer is in the video I'm going to drop in the comment section. So I will not go through all this for the sake of our time. I will not go through all the topic. There are so many of them. Okay, let's save our time. I will not go through all this. You can watch that video. Take your time to watch that video. There's so many of them. You see them live. I open the course and you see them live. Okay. Now the second question is, what is the cost and the duration of learning? The cost of the learning depends on when you decide to take action. If you decide to take action today, it means you are going to get it at 30,000 naira only. But on the other hand, if you decide to postpone your decision, you may end up getting it at 40,000 naira or 50,000 naira, because I am going to increase it very soon. This 30,000 naira is for just few persons that can watch the training till this time. Okay, so the price totally depends on when you decide to take action. Okay, if you are taking action today, you get it at 30,000 naira. Otherwise, you get it at the regular price. And you are going to have access to all the training materials for at least a period of 1 year. And my contact will be open for you for at least a period of 1 year. After that 1 year, you can decide to resubscribe. You can resubscribe to keep getting updates, right? Then the second question that people always ask me is, how is the class run? And this is the answer I always give them. The course is a downloadable video format that can be downloaded to your computer so you can watch them at your leisure hour. Okay, it's not every time we'll be having a live training. You can actually download them to your own computer and learn them at the time you want to learn them. Okay, but once in a while we have live class where we get to answer questions on specific areas that some students are having it difficult. All right, then the number 4 question is, where is your location? Do you have a physical class? And the answer is yes, I have a physical class. But the price of the physical class is not a flat rate. It depends on the time when you want to learn it and the number of students. There are so many factors that are around a physical class. So if you want to learn physically, want to come and meet me in my office, then ensure you contact me on my phone number that I will drop very soon. Contact me so that I can tell you the terms and conditions. And the fifth question is that people always ask is, when is the class starting? And the answer is, we have started long time ago. Okay, it is a question of you gaining access and you download them and start learning. So it totally depends on you when you want to start. And once your payment is made, you'll be given access instantly. So as per the date of starting, it totally depends on you. And here we have fast action bonuses. These bonuses originally are not part of the course, but I'm going to be using it to reward some of you that stay to the end of this training tonight. So it will be removed very soon. The number one of them is you are going to get Revit software installation setup. You get it from me for free. And if you want to go and buy this Revit software, if you go to Google to buy it, you know that this software is worth over 200,000 naira per year. You are paying it per year. But if you are getting this course today, you are getting it for free without paying a dime. Okay, and you are also going to learn how to install it. You don't even need anybody to assist you. My video is enough to assist you. My video and my mentorship is enough to help you install. And there are several versions there. It depends on the one you want to install. There is 2015, 2017, 2019, 2023, and finally 2020. So anyone you want to install is up to you. And the number 2 bonus is Acrobat X Pro. Acrobat X Pro is used for converting drawing to PDF. Now, if you are using Revit, your client may not have Revit in his system. So before you can actually send it to him, you need Acrobat to convert it to PDF, then you can send it to him. And sometimes you want to go and print your drawing in Business Center, you need to convert it to PDF so that they will be able to print it for you. All right, it is very helpful. And if you want to buy this software, it's worth over 400,000 naira. But if you are getting this course today, you are getting it for free. And one of the use of Acrobat X Pro is we use it to combine multiple PDF files to be one document. When you are sending a document to your client, it is more professional to combine related software, related documents, and send it to him instead of sending it in pieces. Okay, so it is very, very important. And fast action bonus number 3, you will have access to download this particular project you are seeing. I produce it for a client, and I don't always share my drawing with people anyhow. But if you are privileged to be one of my students, you have access to this for free. You are not paying me, and it's worth 100,000 naira. It's worth over 100,000 naira. You can edit it and send it to your own clients. Okay, and that is it for you. And you can learn some things from it. How I model all those things, you get to learn from it. And this is another one, my own custom Revit family. Okay, if you are getting this course today, you are going to get my Revit family for free, my custom family, and even the generic Revit families and Revit templates. is worth over 30,000 naira. Okay, and if you are to calculate everything you are getting, you know that the total bonus is worth 734,000 naira if you add every worth of the bonuses. But today you are getting all those things for free. You remember the worth of the course is about 250,000 naira. So when you add 250,000 naira plus 734, that is over 984,000 naira. So actually, if you are to pay me for all the value you are getting, then you will pay me something like 900,000 or even 1 million. Okay. Now, even at that, some people will still say that it is too expensive. Now, let me tell you, what will it cost you for you to lose a job because you are not good in the use of Revit architecture? What is the cost of losing a job for not being good? For instance, you attend an interview and that job is to pay you 100,000 naira per month. 100,000 naira per month in 12 months is 1.2 million. And if probably you lose the job because you are not good in the use of Revit architecture, how much have you lost? How much have it cost you? It has cost you 1.2 million. Okay, but some people will not think like that. They will think, 40,000 naira is too expensive, 50,000 naira is too expensive. Now you lose 1.2 million because of 50,000. So who is wise now? Anyway, it's left for you to judge. Okay, now for business owners, if for instance you tender a quotation and the job was to pay you 1 million naira or even up to 20 million naira, and because your presentation was not professional enough for your client was not satisfied with your presentation and then tells you, I will get back to you, and never get back to you again. So you lost a contract of 20 million because of 50,000 naira or even because of 30,000 naira. So how much has it cost you? Anyway, some people will not think like that. They will just be saying it's too expensive, too expensive, and they will continue to be losing jobs. So many people have contacted me. They say, I am ready to start your course now. I have lost so many jobs. Anyway, now my advice for you is don't wait until you lose a job before you enroll in the course. It is better for you to enroll now so that you are ready before the job comes. Okay, that is what wise people do. They wait for the opportunity. They don't wait for opportunity to make them unprepared. Okay, wise people wait, they prepare themselves for opportunity to come. And what do you think I should charge? What I should have charged at least minimum of 50,000 naira. That is the ideal price for this course. But anyway, I'm just giving it out almost for free, just 30,000 naira alone. And if you are not in Nigeria, as of today, you are paying only 50 US dollar only. So if you are in Nigeria, you can make a bank transfer to this account. The account name is Omatule Timothy Obora, and the bank name is Guarantee Trust Bank, and this is the account number 0164411 Okay, after your payment, simply send your proof of payment to this phone number and you'll be given instant access. Please send the proof of payment on WhatsApp. This is one of my WhatsApp number, so send it to me on WhatsApp. And if you are not in Nigeria, send a message to me on WhatsApp. Tell me that I am ready to pay for your course now, and I will reply to you and tell you how you are going to go about it. All right. So this is the time I'm going to answer your question now. So let me stop sharing my screen now so that I can attend to all the questions. Okay, so I will stop sharing my screen and attend to your question. All right, thank you for staying with me till this time around. Let me answer your questions. Let me go through your questions. I'm super excited that you are still here with me. Okay. Okay, let me read this. Samuel Okwara, I joined late due to network issue. Where I am, please, can I have access to the training after now to cover up with what I missed? Okay, Samuel Okwara, I am going to leave the video for some time, at least for 3 days, so you can have access to it between now and the next 3 days. Okay, so ensure you watch it before that 3 days, because I'm going to remove it very soon. And let me see other questions. So apart from that, Samuel Okwara, there is no other question here. All I'm seeing here is feedback that they are hearing me, they are seeing me, and they will see my screen. Alpha Kamara, thank you, mentor. I am watching you from Dubai. Wow, from Dubai. That is great. I have students from Dubai, from every part of the world, almost every part of Africa, several parts of places in the world, even from Dubai. I am super excited to see you from Dubai. Thank you so much, Alpha Kamara. Okay, Dave Collins. Okay, any other question? My Revit is not opening. Okay, that is from Onaiga Ayomide. Onaiga Ayomide, your Revit is not opening. It says it's not licensed, that I should inform my administrator. Okay, Onaiga Ayomide, these are some of the things you are going to learn in Revit Tutorial Masterclass. You learn how to get your Revit software and how to register it. Because if you cannot register it, you will not be able to use it. So I guess you have not gained access to my course yet, and that is why you're having this issue. And that is where mentorship come into play. So if you are lucky to be among the people that will gain access today, that problem will be solved forever. Okay, Ayomide, that is the only thing I would recommend for you, is to gain access to my Revit Tutorial Masterclass so that that issue will be fixed forever. All right. Thank you. Thank you. And who else? Who else have question? I'm here to attend to your question. And if there is no more question, we are going to wrap up the meeting for today. I am super excited that you are all here today. So we'll wrap up the meeting for today until another time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, all right, this is where we end the meeting for today, and see you in the next training. For those of you that are picking up the course, see you in the course area. Bye.